Yes, I was listening to that.
Yeah, so I got
I
that
thought it'd be the
Rascal
other way
Flatts.
around.
Yeah, so I had that Rascal. Did you listen to the when they were maybe you were out of the car by then, but they were talking about the 4 commuters that carpool in 2 hours a
No,
day.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
People
I
that
thought the longer
commute are
that you
more
spent in the
politically,
car, the more active you would be.
or the more stressed.
I thought you'd be listening to the radio. Going, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so White Roux. So it's all bubbly, foamy. I think that we need to. I saw a lot of people needing to add a little bit more butter to their ratios.
Too dry.
It was a little too dry. Yeah, agreed. So White Roux, set it off to the side. It's going to keep cooking as well. So this one's doing its thing. We're going to let it heat up a little bit, and then I'm going to add the roux, some of the roux to it. I could actually probably just do that right now. Add the roux to it. Just starting off with a little bit, and I'll whisk that in. Just because I don't know, evaporation, everything else, what it's going to look like, towards the end. So the next sauce that I'll do, well, first I'll check my onions. See how much they've gone down? Look how much you actually made, Justin, as opposed to what's in here now. So I'm really starting to get them nice and melted and breaking them down so they're sweating. But in the back here, I'm reducing down my my stock, and the pan is hot, so I want to be careful and hit it with a little bit of water before I see any of that caramelization. I'm not quite ready for it yet. We said 7:30, right? We're getting there. Where I'll start adding some color. So this is in here. Good there. All right, Beurre Blanc. So my mignonette. How many of you struggled with this, or I think you guys did pretty well with this one.
Last night.
You made what?
Your roux.
It's delicious,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
used my steaks.
Same way, but just with red wine.
Yeah, exact same way. All right. So this one will reduce down all set. So higher heat.
The Beurre Blanc. Yeah, it tastes good.
That's what's up. So while we're waiting for that to reduce, this to start to thicken. I'm going to check my heat on here. I'm going to prop the bread in the oven. The reason why I cut the bread as such is because I'm going to put the soup in here, and I want to just kind of lay this over the top, so that way I can do, a couple pieces of it. I still get my cheesy bread, but it's not going to be soggy. It's not going to, just kind of like when I was talking about the doing the cheesecloth. I don't want the soup to be all absorbed into my crispy bread, right? I like to eat it like crunchy, dip it in there. Delicious.
A lot of places I see just make that round crouton.
What's that?
A lot of places I see
The round crouton, but economically, where does the rest of it go? Unless you're using it for breadcrumbs, right? It's just me. It's
I didn't say I like it. I just saying it's.
Well,
I've seen it.
the recipe that we talk about, I'm going to put this in there just till they get toasty. The recipe that we talk about, is French onion soup au gratin. So gratinée, so it means that it's been broiled. But one thing that we don't have here in the school,
Salamander.
we don't have a salamander. We don't have a boiler. That's fine. Yeah, top heat over here. Broiler oven. So yeah, we used to have a salamander downstairs in CAC for a long time, and we moved the flat top and the salamander out so we had more workspace. So we used to do breakfast cooking down there, and we didn't really use the flat top much except for storage, and the salamander very rarely. Does everybody know what a salamander is? It's a broiler that's set up high, right, above a workstation. So it's and that's all it is specifically. And there's an adjustment you can make it closer to the top flame or lower to the flame. But it's basically a broiler, and it's always too high for me to see. So it's always up there, and I'm always like trying to look up on top to see if it's done yet. And usually it's used as a finisher, like if I take a liaison and top a piece of fish, or I'm putting some color, or doing a brulee of my cheesy soup. Salamander, but I can never see out on top there. So reducing down au sec, checking out my stuff and things so they don't get stuck. Those are almost ready to go. About 5 more minutes. I'm going to start turning up the heat just a little bit on that. This one in the back is reducing down. I like to use like the veal stock. I don't know what happened to our veal stock. We didn't get very brown with veal stock, did we? Or maybe we used it all.
This was half and half.
Yeah.
That's how it was in the.
I use in the walk-in. In the camera. I like to use a reduction of veal stock and chicken stock, just because it lightens up the flavor. It's not so overwhelming. Because it really, I really wanted to just highlight the onion. So now this is reducing down.
Thicken.
What?
It was thicken stuff.
That's the big one.
Oh, the bacon. Yeah, delicious. That's my favorite kind. So now I'm going to add in the cream. And I want to keep it moving a little bit. Whether it's in a pot or it's in a bowl, I don't want it to come up the sides and get discoloration in any way, right? If it gets too thick, it gets almost chalky in flavor. So I want to be able to see the bottom. So big fat bubbles. If I don't reduce it enough, it's going to be too thin. So what's the first sauce that you guys are going to start tomorrow?
The bechamel.
That's right. We'll do a timeline and have it all set up so we can do that. So you see it's now big fat bubbles, nice and thick. You can see the bottom of the pan. I'm going to turn it off, but I'm not taking it off the flame. I'm going to start whisking in my butter.
This guy has steps and fed, and then you don't have that gap.
Thank you.
Okay, now I got my bubbles now. Oh.
Double duty. All right, thicken it up. Season it. What's that? It'll be fine. It's a decent level for it to be at.
I don't like it.
All right, so let me strain my sauce into a bowl so you can taste it, and I'll taste it, and it'll be delicious, and my cholesterol will get higher, and all is right with the world. That was beautiful. Can you hand me that cup? one of the red spatulas. That's perfect. There you go. That is bright, Courtney.
Oh, sorry, chef.
So now I'm going to allow this to start getting some color.